I'm just
And we're
I'm just saying,
live.
man. If you're not horny and at a Ren fair, then what the fuck are you doing with your
I
life?
agree.
Yeah, no,
Like,
correctly.
I was.
Fair enough.
They are inherently horny and
Hello,
kinky
internet.
places. Hello, internet.
Hi,
Hi,
internet.
internet.
We're a bunch of people in
It's-
our mid-20s, and I think all of us are single.
Correct.
Yeah.
True.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Look at all those single Pringles.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all the
I'm lonely.
repressed emotions that we're gonna be.
Working
Okay,
through
I
in this game.
I play
Sorry,
D&D so I
Caleb.
can run away from my problems.
Yeah.
I
On
play
that
D&D
note,
for therapy.
Sean came to visit. Grey Codex in the chat came to visit, and we went to go hit
Oh,
up the
hey.
Newberry Comics near me. And I got a very, very helpful tool for me. I got
What?
a big ass box of D&D NPC and creature cards. And so
Yeah.
here's for a giggle though. This is the number of standard creatures that I have pulled for us to fight. This is the number of not so standard creatures we've got for this game. I've already gone through and picked. Don't worry, this is not all coming at you at once. God, no.
Just throws
Rolling
But like,
initiative.
but just for giggles, somebody give me a number 1 through like 15.
I was gonna say
6.
15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, the thug. I'm just gonna show you what they look like because I think they're really cool. So we've got basically it's just a quick card with stats on it, all at a quick glance. It's like what they do on D&D Beyond, but it also has bitchin' art, so you can have like a visual representative of what you're fighting. You could theoretically like put this card like on a little token holder or something for yourself, right? And like move it around a map. Old school Candyland style. But also I just like that it's tactile, right? Like I can have my tokens on the board represent whatever I want. As long as I have this, I know what the stats are, and that's all that matters. The tokens are where the imagination happens. And then, all right, somebody give me a number 1 through like 50. Actually, somebody just say when. I'm gonna fan them.
When?
Warlock of the Archfey.
Honey, I love you. Why are you revealing all of this stuff?
That's a very good point.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No. These are just random cards. I haven't picked. Guys, I just got this. These are the ones that I thought were cool. I have not gone through any of it.
This is more me saying I want to play.
Oh, someone's impatient. I see. I thought we were all doing show and
Yeah.
tell. What else? Because
Have a muffin.
let's say somebody got a mug, somebody got some dice. Show it off.
I got beer.
Okay.
Show off the gay dice.
Show off the gay
Okay.
dice.
Show off the gay
Well, I mean,
dice.
of course. In case it wasn't obvious to people, I'm gay.
Hi, gay.
So,
Hi, gay. I'm your DM.
I'm also gay, but only partially.
I got a big
So,
gray belt buckle that looks really nice against somebody's. Never mind.
Gay dice. Well, in celebration of all of the gayness happening here, I got some gay ass dice.
We love gay ass dice.
They're really bad in this light, but they're real pretty, and they make
They're
me
so
real
pretty.
happy.
Good.
You are brave. Oh, and I got a mug.
You're brave.
I got a mug at a Ren fair, and it has a dragon. And I went to the Ren fair for dragons and swords, and I got dragons and swords. So
Good. Well,
I need to put
show
something
and tell's out of the way. Chat's not telling me we're having any stream issues at the moment, and we're 13 minutes in, so that's a good sign. This is usually about when things go wrong with audio or something. Turned on the audio on the
Hey.
first try. Before we get going, a couple of quick thank yous. Thanks to Roll20, Newberry Comics, the three of you guys for deciding to, like, try this. Super huge shout outs to Sean, always, and also Mom and Dad, because love you guys.
Hi, Mom.
Anybody else have anybody they need to thank?
Okay.
Anything like that? Good stuff.
Odd.
I love everyone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to D&D Beyond, Roll20, Microsoft Excel, Discord. Give us
Oh,
your
God.
money. Give us your money.
Give us your money.
Anyway.
Zero money.
I'd like to thank I grade Massachusetts grown cannabis.
Fair enough.
And I'd like to thank good friends and the universe for bestowing life upon all of us.
Yeah. Thank you for this life,
That's
guys.
Amen.
light.
For real. Thank you for this life.
The bread of God is bread.
Goddamn meme lord. So.
Wait, do you guys want ASMR?
And also with you. What?
And in your spirit?
With
So,
your spirit.
before we really get going, does everybody see on their Roll20 in the lower right-hand corner of their screen a little pause button?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, this is part of the safety features that we talked about sort of in our pre-planning stages, and not to say that we neglected to do it, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work for our first couple of games. But we've got it now, and especially now that we're sort of past introductions and we're going to start really sort of experimenting and playing together and seeing what happens, I've got it up and running. So I'm going to transition everybody over to a different page. And for those of you watching along at home, this is really cool, and I'm pretty sure it's just included as an add-on for free on Roll20. Like 99% sure, because I don't pay for shit on Roll20. And it just showed up one day. So the page that we're on right now should allow everybody to anonymously, if they want. If not, let me know. You also have access to the text tool. These are areas that you can insert things about content that you want me or other players to see. Things that are off limits for the game. So lines and veils, like we talked about, right? Hard lines that we can't cross. We never want to see it. We never want to go there. Veils are things that, like, we fade to black. So certain gruesome death things, anything like that. We can also, there's also a huge don't include section. So those are things that we just absolutely will not ever bring up, not even in a cursory way. Things you're excited about. Tell me things that you like about the game, right? Things that are going well, things you want to see more of. And then other content notes, other things that maybe you want to address. Maybe you need a chance to, like, RP a little bit more with an NPC, and I haven't really been giving you the time to do that. This is a great place to let me know that, okay? Now, the thing is I kind of have to bring you over to this page, but I'm happy to, at the end of every game session, just leave the game open to this page for you guys, and you can come in whenever you want, okay? Good stuff. And if you need to, well, I would say if you need to text me, but that does kind of defeat the anonymous purpose of it. But we can, I will remember, we will work something out if I forget. Now, hover over the little cards, okay? I just clicked on the pause card. Did it pop out for everybody else? Or no?
No, but it pops out if
No, I
you
don't think so.
Okay,
put
so
over
if
it,
you
I-
click
Yeah.
choose, it should pull up a big
yeah.
menu of cards. Now, pause, rewind, or instant replay, okay? X, are you seeing the cards now?
Yes.
Are you able to drag and drop them yourselves?
Yes,
Good.
I think.
Oh,
Drag to deal. Does that show up for you guys or no?
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did it.
So you can also hide them, okay? Under all of your names, there's little buttons, right? You can just click these to just throw that in the chat. You can just throw the card in the chat if you don't want to throw it out, okay? The card should be fairly self-explanatory, right? If somebody wants to pause, we're just going to take a break for a second, okay? Doesn't have to be long, just somebody needs a minute. We can cut the recording if we want to, okay? That's fine. That card goes out, we pause gameplay, we deal with what we need to. frame by frame. We can just kind of skip through things very slowly, second by second. I don't envision this one really coming up very frequently for us for this particular game. But if there's like a specific sequence we just kind of want to jump through, somebody could potentially throw that out for themselves. There is a rewind and a fast forward. Self-explanatory, I would think. As well as the play and pause button. Instant replay is kind of weird, but it's not quite the same as rewind. Rewind is going back a little bit further. Instant replay is more just like you miss some notes or something. You just need to like, hey, wait, what did you just say? What was that roll? What was that thing? Right? We don't have to use these cards all the time, but if there's like an RP thing going on and you need to say something, that might be a way to do it. It's just another tool we have at our disposal to anonymously let people know how we're doing and what we need from the game right now. So yeah, everybody should get this. I first heard about the X card actually on a Join the Party, I think it was a Punch Bowl, with the owner of, oh god, Fiona, help me, I'm screwing the pooch, the comic store in Brooklyn. Oh no! Ah, I can't! No, you gotta help, bail me out! You're muted, you're muted!
I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I'm forgetting now.
Oh no, we're terrible fans! Anyway.
I love you. I love you, Join the Party. I'm so sorry. They haven't done an ad in a while.
Yeah, I know.
They haven't sponsored an ad in a while. I'm a Jujulette. Keep going.
Yeah, alright, anyway. But anyway, I heard about it on a thing, and now it's like just featured on Roll20, which is really, really cool. And yeah, X card is just hard stop, immediate stop, moving past everything, like, yeah. That's why that's one of the first ones over there, right? Anybody got any other questions about that? Okay. If you do click on the choose thing, and then
20-sided store.
20-sided store, yes. Crap. But yes, it's something that I heard 20-sided store implemented in their public playing spaces, and it's worked really, really well. So, if you click on deal, and then if you double click the safety tools available cards, the header for that basically, it'll turn it into a shrink down invisible draggy droppy menu, which can be helpful. And you can double click again to open it, or just close it for yourself. Up to you guys. Any other questions about any of this stuff? Anything to add?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure if mine's working. I tried dragging it and it didn't seem to be cooperating.
Oh, I see
did it
two.
just do that?
Yep, I see
Okay,
three.
yep.
Yeah, I see three.
Of course, as soon as I mention it starts working.
It may take
Yep.
a second for it to load on our screens, but it should go through.
Great.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. My mouse is responding slowly. I should probably turn down the DPI.
If it makes you feel better, my brain is also responding slowly, so like we're good.
Asking for a friend, how do you clean your mouse pad?
What kind of
Fair.
mouse pad is it?
I don't know. It's one of these.
Who's your
Ah,
friend?
okay. I don't know off the top of my head, but I know two people who have worked in IT for 20 years, and I can ask them later and get back to you.
All right. You stay quiet.
Moi.
Do I have the right thing opened? Yes, I do. Last time, we were all together. We had Jack and Tyrrell and you three. And you examined your possible next steps. And you kind of didn't really... You gave me some sort of an idea where you were headed, but you were still as yet uncommitted to a decisive course of action. So last I knew, you were gonna get some sleep and then try to make your way back into Sintra and or around Sintra and or gonna try and capture a boat, a ship, a boat, a thing.
Yeah.
You also hang
Yeah.
on. Fen also expressed an interest in seeing your parents. That would split the party. Do you guys wish to split and go do two separate things at once? What is your plan? What is your devious plan? Please somebody, dear God, tell me what is happening in my
shut
game.
up, baby. Shut up, baby. Let me explain, or at least to the best of what I remember. So the idea was that we were going to go to Ritsang to go look into the thing that Tiro was dealing with before he was in the bar in Singtro when we met him. As far as I remember, that was going to be the idea. And the other idea was essentially that right now we are outside of Singtra, and if we wanted to, we could walk to Ritsang. However, it would essentially take, I did the
3
math, it
weeks.
would take seven days for us to walk there. Actually, no, here's a fun question I can ask you. How many days would it be?
14.
So, wait, so we can only travel 10 miles a day?
To get to Ritsang, it's way farther than... What? It is
So-
way longer than 70 miles.
It's 144
144.
miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. With 20 miles a day, that's 7 days. $7.2 to be exact.
And then there was math.
Yeah, no, I know. Hang on, I know, I
And then there was
calculated...
math.
Ben, I'm telling you, I calculated all of this out and told you guys it was 2 weeks.
Well, okay.
I know I did this already.
You
I'm
did
gonna do
say
it
2
again
weeks.
just to make sure.
You did say 2 weeks?
But
Okay.
I love you,
then
I said
cool.
2 weeks.
Well, the point was, I don't think any of us wanted to go into the woods for a week, let alone 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that a boat would be a million times faster. So we were thinking about going to go take an eye on boats. And I think the idea was that it was going to be Dasha and I were going to go scope some stuff out while Fen went back into the city, because Fen wasn't really identified in our fight with his Lord Von Fuckface.
Yeah, I was gonna go do some recon and see
Yes.
just what Lord Fuckface's
Yeah.
deal is, and then also how we are being received, if we're wanted people or not, and then also saying hello to mom and dad because it's been a while.
It's been like several years for you.
Yeah.
Like
little.
years. You've written, and like I think it's fair to say they've probably come to see you at some point, but you haven't been home, like because
No.
you're not
No,
gonna
I
take a
haven't.
month off of you would have to take a month off of school to come visit for
No.
a day. Like even when winter break is not a thing. There's no it's
No.
not it's just learning. It sucks.
And why would you go home when you're at a cool magic school in
This
this
is-
new city?
This
Like,
is also
no.
true. In this hip new city that's just like Singtra. Except it has a magic school. The people are different. The people are better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Canada and French Canada, you know? The French Canadians are always better.
Are we racking on? Oh no, we started a feud with Canada.
Yeah,
We've
why are you
already
taking
alienated
shots?
Canada.
I don't know, Mountie
We
just
don't-
comes out, busting through the door, maple syrup blazing. Wow, I'm sorry.
You woke up and fucking chose violence today, alright?
Oh, Canada, I've done it again.
Let's get off of Canada.
So, how do you wish to accomplish these things? I can tell you that we discussed that you're probably about 8 to 10 miles secluded outside the city. It's daylight. People will undoubtedly start. You may operate under whatever assumptions you wish, but it is not unreasonable to assume that somebody may come looking for you. Um, Again, things were kind of odd last night. Maybe, maybe not. That's a risk you guys have to take. Up to you.
Yep.
Fen, how
Yes.
does your little mind talking thing work?
Unfortunately, message is limited to I want to say some multiple of 30. Hang on a second. It may just be 30 feet or it may be longer than that. I think it's just okay, it's 120 feet.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, 120 feet. And casting time's 1 round, so I imagine 6 seconds of information, however much I can get through in that time. Let's see. Magical silence, 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood blocks the spell. But the spell doesn't have to go like in a straight line. It can go around things. So, yeah.
Cool.
I don't know how well it would work. I don't think we could stand on either side of the wall.
That was
and
the
communicate with
question.
message.
That was indeed the question
If
I
I
was
got on top
wondering.
of the wall, then we might be in business.
All right. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna Yes. Kit, Fenris,
Yeah.
give me a history check at advantage, please.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a natural 20.
Yo, let's go. Okay.
That's a great opener.
You know of a conceivable way that you all could communicate using lanterns,
Okay.
and thieves can't.
there you go.
Dope.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Dope.
Yeah.
So, basically,
daylight, though.
what it is you need to acquire a hooded lantern.
Okay.
Now we can get into the mechanics of how the code actually works if we want to. However, we can also. It's going to have to be a series of checks to see if you guys can interpret it in order for this to actually have some stakes, right?
Right.
Functionally, what it is it's a hooded lantern, and the way it works is you move the lantern in certain positions in accordance with what letters you're trying to send. It's very simple messages, right? Like you can only do a couple simple messages. I believe it's V and W share a thing, right? But anyway, none of this matters. This is just a cool thing that I've learned and I'm adapting for gameplay.
Nice.
So the way it'll work is that you guys, if you guys all have proficiency in Thieves' Cant. And what that means is you can add your proficiency bonus to the rolls that you guys are going to make. It'll be a d20 roll, and I'm pulling up a character sheet right now because I cannot remember what stat that I decided I was going to use for this, but I did make a decision. I just need to take a quick glance at a character sheet, and I will recall it, because it was a weird one, but it made sense because it was a language thing. Oh, my computer is so tired. Wake up. I know I'm running like 95 things on you right now. So you want to be a gamer, kid? Yes. I was going to allow survival, history, or even potentially I could be persuaded to do a perception. I would also accept a straight intelligence or wisdom check, but I figure you guys might have some skill bonuses for those things. Because I want you to succeed on this. I'm not going to give you advantage because it's been too long, but perhaps if this goes well, At time, we could award advantage or some such if the conditions in the environment were good. Downside to this, it's going to have to be at night, right? And you'll
Yeah.
need to get high. If you're in the city, you'll need to get high somewhere or get out. So there's some planning that might need to go into making this happen to communicate. But conceivably, you could communicate from very far away far enough away from the city you wouldn't risk being seen. With a bright enough lantern moving in those patterns. Could conceivably say up to 2 miles even, right?
Okay, well.
Yeah, a big hooded, like a hooded lantern spotlight thing, right? Like
Yeah.
they're bright. Because they don't have to see you. You don't have to see the detail. You just have to see which way the glowy thing moves.
Right.
Which you can, at night in a dark place, you can do pretty readily.
Well, I think that might not work for right now, for what we're doing right now, but that's great to know.
Mm-hmm.
For the future, maybe we might want to acquire some hooded lanterns just in case.
Yes.
I also
can do
that.
I also have a torch, but I
Okay.
don't think that's the same thing.
Yep.
No, it is not. No. A
Right.
torch would not work as well because it's just a big ball of fire.
Yeah. I think here's what I think we should do. We should split up. You go see your parents, and give it a little insight as to whether we are being hunted or not.
Yeah.
And we should figure out. And Otep and I will go and scout out the marina, and the docks and see what might be an easy boat to potentially take, or maybe
Yeah.
not.
I was going to say, we could also, depending on if we're wanted or not, we might just be able to rent a boat.
Yeah, that's the other thing
Yeah.
I was gonna say is
You
that like
know?
we
We
you
don't
know
know.
we all probably have at least some gold that we can throw together, and like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
we might not
got a
need
bit.
even need a huge amount.
Yeah, let's
don't have a
figure
ton,
out if
but-
we're wanted first or not, and then we can
Yeah.
we can do that part later. But I think right now we will. Otep and I will scout the marina for whatever. You go talk to your parents and get a little intel, and we should figure out a way in which to communicate what we find.
We should.
Do we want to possibly
Um,
just set a point that we meet at a certain
Yeah,
time?
and the time, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
hmm.
this is a DM question. Do we probably tell time by sun, right? Because we don't have clocks yet. So would we, just being people who live in this world, know to say like, oh, when the sun is at this point in the sky, like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
you know what? I don't think you guys have wrist watches. You probably have wrist sundials.
Oh, fun.
Whoop.
Oh, I love that.
Like
wow,
you've probably
that's
got
really
Fun.
like I think you guys I think you've probably got like a little metal piece that you can like insert and dial in to like where, whichever. I don't know. I don't actually remember how sundials work, but I know they're directional based, and I'm sure that there's a way to very simply pack one down very tiny and have it be reasonably accurate. Like with it, we'll say it's within an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you guys can tell time to within an hour.
Well, then here, do we possibly want to meet like, let's say a couple hours after noon, like outside the gates? Because then that gives you a couple hours to go do stuff, and it gives us a couple hours to go check stuff out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like-
outside the gate on the marina side, or the side that we've come from, the forest. That side, the woodsy side.
Let's say the marina side, because they're
Okay.
probably going to be, if they're going to be looking for us, they're probably going to be looking for us on this side. So
Yeah, fair enough.
an
I can make my
hour
way.
for a sundial. Thinking about it, for a sundial, an hour is entirely too much. You guys can be accurate to within 5 minutes. Actually,
yeah, I'd
really,
say
like
I'd
thinking
say
about
like
it.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, cool. Let's
Just
say,
like
2
think,
hours.
because I
2
grew
hours
up with
after
a
noon.
sundial in my front yard, and it was always reasonably close to what the clock said, but clocks don't exist yet, so So you guys,
Yeah.
you guys can. So you basically
Yeah.
what I'm saying is your 3 specific sundials are synchronized in such a way that you can all arrive at the same place within 5-ish minutes
Yeah.
of each other, or so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, yeah.
Yes.
I would also like to say that I think that come up with something in Thieves' Cant that if Otep and I are discovered before you come and find us, we need a symbol to say that we have run. We need a backup plan. So if
Did
somehow we're
anybody
discovered,
Yeah, good point.
did anybody pick up their stones that they found?
What?
Did I? I mean, canonically, I
Canonically,
don't think
canonically, I think Otep had 1, and Fen, I think I gave you a bag of them when we talked about this.
Oh,
Did I
did you?
not?
I didn't know. No, you
We
did
had
not.
What
we had a
stones are you
face.
talking about?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Right now.
Stones like the
I'm
ones
The
that,
Thieves'
very-
Cant stones
yeah,
from the
like
very
stones that
beginning
were
of the
in
game,
Oh,
from the
oh.
first session.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but you didn't. I mean, we did talk about the colors of the stones and everything, but you didn't mention that I had a bag of them.
Oh, did I? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, you
No, it's
had.
all
Yeah.
No,
good.
you
It's all
have.
good.
You, Fen, you specifically do. They don't. But yeah, you have
Okay.
because you laid some out. I would say you have
Yeah.
a bag of like 25.
Okay. Adding to
If
inventory.
nobody else picked up the other ones, then yeah, you've only got 25. Because right, you leave them and discard them, or like somebody else picks them up, and Fen, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but you know that like rogues guilds not really a thing in these towns, right? Because these are towns, these are lakeside towns, right? It's not it's not anything. There's no high crime really.
Yeah. Not like a big city. Yeah.
Right. So there's no thieves guild, there's no assassins guild. So this is just like a thing that you guys have sort of come up with amongst yourselves. But when you were in Rit Sang, you did learn, I'm assuming there were probably some other roguish warlocky types and thieves cant types, right? And this may have spread and you took some knowledge and stuff. And so you know that you can leave stones in similar arrangements with different color patterns to get in touch with other people. You just have to know what that person's like pattern is, and you can
Color
leave.
is
Right,
like
it's
their ID.
yeah, it's
With
like
the
a
proper
trading
handle.
it's a trading game
Yeah.
a little bit, but you guys are all in the same group, so you're all going to use the same colored stuff to talk to each other, right?
Okay.
And maybe for example, you got Dasha and Otep could like add like a dot or two to theirs in like a different color or something. You know what I mean? So that way everybody's unique and you know who the message is coming from.
Right.
But
Great. Yeah. Dash, I think that's a good idea. I can give you some of the stones, like old times. And you two can leave a symbol, leave one of our signs at the marina. If anything goes wrong,
Okay.
if you don't show up at the meeting point, I'll book
Yeah.
it to the marina and check for the symbol.
Well, the only issue with that is that we might be discovered anywhere along the wall. We might not even make it there.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
So
Well,
I
then
was-
it will be a symbol on the wall
It'll
or
be
like
on the
stones
wall or
right
by
up
the-
against.
right up
Okay.
against the wall or right on the marina.
Great. So I'll just do a circuit of the. I'll take the long way round, like outside, to get to the marina and,
And
scan for the symbol.
That means that we are starting on foot to Ritsang
Yeah.
because we had no other
That
option.
symbol means that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I will know to come and find you on that route.
Book it.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Sure. God,
And
it is
then-
like old times.
Yeah.
And now here's the fun question of what happens if it goes the other way. What happens if you don't come to the meeting point then?
Okay. Well, I know it's not ideal. I can always leave a message with mum and dad, and they can make sure you get it.
Okay. That's not a bad plan.
Yeah. If I
We could
don't
probably-
show up, yeah.
Yeah, we can probably sneak back through the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, that seems it's not perfect, but if you two wait for a good time when
Yeah.
there is a bit of activity, you can sneak back in, and Mum and Dad will fill you in on
Cool.
what's happened.
Well,
Although
then
I guess
let's-
I mean,
there is a
I'm like
chance
gonna
I'll
come
get-
with you too, right? I gotta like work
Oh
tonight.
my god.
Oh, this guy. Where do you live again?
No, Jack, you're
I gotta light.
once we get
I gotta
Take him
light the
home.
lamps, bro. They're not gonna light themselves.
Okay, we'll take you back and you can light your lanterns and it'll be
Yeah,
fine.
we'll-
Don't worry,
we'll
we'll
light-
get you there before
Gotta
sundown.
get
Don't worry.
lit.
Jack, I sincerely hope that you do well, but I also sincerely hope that I never have to. I'm gonna stop talking.
Wow.
also also
Gross.
Tyrell.
It's
Shut up, Jack.
Tyrol.
Oh, also, if I
Yes.
get sorry.
No, what? Go on.
No, just one more thing about symbols and stuff. If I get captured and I'm not able to tell Mum and Dad about things,
Yeah.
I will leave. I'll try to stick to main roads.
Yeah.
And leave stones in the gutter, like along
Okay.
the side of the main road. I know it's not ideal again,
Yeah.
but
None of
I'll
this
try
is
my
ideal.
best.
Well,
Yeah.
we're figuring this
Right.
out right now. We'll figure out ways to do this.
We are. Look at us.
Look at us.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You were asking Tyrell something. Tyrell? I'm sorry.
Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Tyrol.
I don't know.
Tyrell?
It's
Tyrol.
Tyrol.
Quirrell.
All right, Tyrell. Listen, we're gonna be heading down to Ritsang. Is that something that you are interested in kind of joining us back in, or did you run from Ritsang because you can never go back?
Well, it's not that I can never go back, just, well, I don't know if I should.
Okay.
I was the last person to be working on that thing, and, well, the person who was currently working on it's dead, so...
Yes.
And that's why we're going back.
Yeah.
Because we want to go just kind of see what the hell it. And it's also a thing of there's a part of me that's like, I know you kind of don't want to go back to do that, but it's also a thing of we don't really know anything about this, so we're probably going to need your expertise.
Yes. You are the
Well,
only person
I
so far that has any knowledge of it.
suppose if I am the only one, then I could make a small exception.
I'm gonna put out his daggers that I sharpened in the morning and flip them over and catch them by the blades and hand them to him with the hilt.
And he grabs them, spins them around, and tucks them expertly into his sheaths and winks at you.
You bugger.
Tira, can you keep your own if we're sneaking around or
I think
should we leave you somewhere?
I think I should perhaps stick with you young whippersnappers. And he winks at you, Otep, because he knows he's been giving you a hard time, and he's putting on his old man voice for you because he knows that's how you see him, as a cantankerous old man.
Yeah,
He is.
I know.
He's a relic.
Because he is.
You be nice to my NPCs. Fuck you. He's a good one.
I didn't say he was bad. I just said he was a relic.
No.
Mark of respect.
Relics are cool.
This is true.
You don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Not yet.
That's not how it works.
Still doesn't.
Okay, so we're so yeah. Tyrell's gonna come with us, and let's go. Yeah, no, Caleb, I'm not even gonna pretend that you made a joke there because you didn't, because it's stupid. Let's head into town. Let's do the thing.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we
Yeah,
need to
hang
clear
on.
up before we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna disguise yourselves? Are
Okay.
you gonna?
Yes,
Are you just
I
gonna
am.
walk into town?
Well, I feel like okay. I'll say it like this: Kit, I'm sorry, Fen. You had mentioned that you should probably disguise yourself because you're going to be actually going through town. But I feel like I feel like Dasha and I and Terrell we're just gonna go around the edge, and we're gonna be kind of like sneaking. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna
maybe
prowl up.
yeah, like hoods up and like try to stay in the shadows. But I feel like we don't really need a disguise per se.
I'm gonna braid my hair just like in one kind of like Viking braid down the back and put my hood up so that no one can see my hair.
Good plan.
Very smart.
Oh yeah, before you go, how many stones? Let's divvy up some stones. Let's see, 25 doesn't divide by 3. 24 does. How's about 8 each for the two of you, and I'll take 9. That good?
How many stones do we need to make each of our own symbols?
Yeah, that's a good
It's
question.
usually like 4 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Just give
Right,
us.
Right.
I would say just
like
give us
think about it.
5.
Most of your symbols can fit inside of a small box, right? Like that's
Right.
that's the intent. Like it's just a very small, subtle. You've got to be looking for it. Like these stones are like maybe the size of a quarter, right? They're not big.
Oh, okay.
They're not
Yeah.
big. It's not like you guys are
Light-
carrying around
light size.
like yeah, actually like a D20. That's perfect.
Okay. Just D20. Okay, great.
Yeah, because if they're any bigger, it's not secret. If they're any smaller,
Yeah,
you're not
it's
really
true.
gonna find them. Right.
These big stones do the road. Yeah.
Right, and like who's gonna carry around a pool ball, a pool cue
Nobody.
ball size? Right, like that would just be
No.
obscene. You could kill somebody with that.
Great. So then 5 each for the two of you, and I'll take the
Cool.
remaining 20.
Great.
Great.
Alrighty then.
And Tyrrell's going with you two, and Jack, I suppose you can come with me. We'll get you back lighting those lamps. Don't worry. We'll have
Oh
you
right,
flashing
and he pulls out his guitar and starts strumming tequila.
Oh god. Mate,
You know,
that's
the
so
more that-
flat. Anyway.
The more that we spend time with him, the more that I regret saving him.
Yeah.
And Otep just pulls out sets of beads and just starts like mantraing because he realizes what he just said was very bad. But like, fuck it.
Dasha's gonna put her head up and giggle a little bit as we kind of split.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, in that case, we're going to start with Fen because what are you doing to disguise yourself?
Okay, well, you mentioned we had identification papers, right?
Otep did as part of the
I do.
guard, and roll to see if you have yours actually. Because I don't. Because
But
you're
I
from
forgot
Ritsang.
this.
Well, because you're from Ritsang, right? So like
Well,
I
I'm
don't.
not, I'm from Sindra.
Oh, that's true. So then, and you left when you were what, 16?
15.
15?
15. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that like you get your sort of official writ of adulthood, of identification, of citizenship to the town. But really, what they were looking for was paperwork that Otep had. Nowadays, it's
Okay.
not something that it's specifically because he's with a guild. And so he has a writ of passage just like to get into any town without really being stopped or questioned because like he's part of the escorting guild. Theoretically, anybody could carry one of those, but times are
Yeah.
what the times are.
Gotcha. Okay.
But also, you
So-
don't fit the description that is on Otep's certificate of writ.
No, I don't.
Like at all. I think you
No.
guys are
Why?
very
That's
different
weird.
body types at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe
the
Sarah,
same
how
height.
tall are you?
Maybe the same
Well,
height.
yeah. I feel like we're the same. You might be a little bit taller than me, but I'm also just like very much muscle.
Yeah, and I am Captain
And you-
Lank.
Yeah. You are Captain Stick.
Mm-hmm.
Of the
Wiry,
tree clan.
wiry boy. Yes.
You are-
Should have been a druid. It's
you
my
are-
calling.
You are this with legs.
Yeah. Not wrong. Not wrong. But what I'm getting from this is that I can get into the city without a writ,
Help
presumably.
me.
Without.
Yes, but
I
yes, yes, you can. Yes.
Okay. So, just in case, since obviously I'm not 100% sure if we're wanted or not, I'm gonna cast disguise self. I'm gonna wait
Ooh.
until I'm like just outside the city. No one can still see me, but before I'm entering into the area where the gate is.
Oh, okay. So
Um,
so you're okay. So all right, you're on your way to the city. Hang on. Yeah, all right, you make it just fine.
before I
You make it.
Okay, cool.
You
And
make
just
it.
before I go,
Yep.
I do turn to the two of them and say, "Want yourselves okay?"
Hey, you too.
Yes, sir.
Will do. Great. And so then at the city gates, or just before, cast disguise self. Um, I'm not going too drastic, not changing my body type. I'm still lanky. Same height, but the hair is different.
Mhm.
Instead of white, the white that it usually is, it is like a darker, like dirty blonde, like closer to a human hair color. And my ears, not pointed, they're now rounded off, so they look fully human.
Oof.
And my not the bright green that they usually are. They're more dull hazel color.
Okay.
And my nose is slightly different.
It's all about the
Wow.
nose.
All about the nose.
All right. Oh, nope, nope. Select the correct thing. There we go. Good. Roll 20. Ba-da, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Just so we can see it, okay? This is, in fact, the town, okay? I know the map looks basically the same. It's because it is. It's a small town, right? It's not a huge,
Yeah.
massive city. This is all it is. Still need to build Ritsang. We'll get there. You still have a boat ride to take. So, which gate do you want to try to go into, Fenris?
I have options. What's the nearest
The one you came out of was to the wilds, which is on the bottom of the map and to the southeast.
Okay.
That's the one you all. That's closest to where you all currently are. You all sort of like mad dashed straight out of the bar and just right through. They don't care if people are leaving, right? Not really.
Yeah.
And the guards at that gate had no idea what was going on, so you all just ski-daddled. Um, However, you could choose to go around. You could go to a different gate. You could try and mount the wall somewhere if you wanted to, if you would like rope, or you could try and free climb it potentially. There's areas where trees overhang the wall. I don't know if you can see
Okay.
that on the map. Um,
Yeah.
so that's also potentially an option for you for some things. There's guard towers at each gate, and they have a pretty decent field of view of everything.
Okay.
Usually staffed by 2 to 3 guards in each tower, and they're basically just on like rotating watch duties. Standard watches every couple hours, changes off, like usual.
Okay. Well, how much longer would it take for me to get from the Wild Gate to the Ritsang or Tringza side gate?
I would say not more than like another half hour.
Okay.
Half hour to 45 minutes to get around to the other side.
Okay. Yeah, do you know what? Best be safe, I think, than sorry. I'm gonna come in from the Ritsang side.
Okay.
I'll do that, and I'm just gonna try walking in the gate.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just walk right up. After I cast disguise self, I duck, or the last cover that I have, I cast disguise self.
Okay.
That lasts for an hour,
Mhm.
and then I walk out up to the guard tower and the gate.
All right. And let me do a little quick math. Hang on. Not enough. That's okay. We'll do it later. One of the guards looks at you and says, "Name and business."
Fenris Allgrove, visiting my parents.
Haven't seen you around here before. This
Oh.
guard is like an old cranky bastard human. You've never seen this man in your life. He is like just an old guard.
Well, I haven't seen you here before either.
Well, I work here.
Well, I
Or
used to live here. And I've just come from school. I've just finished up studying at the High Magic Academy in Ritsang.
Oh,
I'm
one of
surprising
those.
my parents.
Oh, one of those weirdos they got over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We've heard all about
Mhm.
you.
Oh, have you? What have you heard?
You'll find out sooner or later. Enjoy your day. And he clearly like just looks away with no other desire to like continue the conversation.
Fair enough. Have a good one.
You're through the guard. You're through the gate.
Great.
You want to go visit your parents? Is that where you're going?
Yeah.
Or do you want to
Yeah,
like check a wanted board? Do you want to go to the bar?
Let's check a wanted board on the way.
Okay. Give me a
yeah.
perception check first to see if you can find one.
Probably not with that roll, but let's see. Really should know my modifiers by now. The 14?
That's enough.
Okay.
You don't see any posters of you guys up yet. However, why don't you give me a insight check?
19?
You also know it's early morning. There's a good chance they haven't printed yet.
Okay. Do I know what time they print?
Not specifically. You just know that, like, the things happened late last night. You escaped. You know, the timeline of events, it makes sense that it may not be ready right this very second.
Okay.
You're muted if you're trying to say things.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. But...
So I'll...
Yeah.
Okay, good to know for now, but I'll definitely be checking back later. I want to double check with that. I do definitely want to inquire about boats. But I think first I'm going to stop by Mom and Dad's and see what they can tell me about what's been happening here. And, you know, say hi.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want. Okay, so we are going to cut to the south side of the map. We are going to zoom in on the quaint little brown building just outside the bakery. Your mom always liked the smell of fresh baked bread, and so she chose to live near the bakery when they finally were able to stake their claim out here. Excuse me, I need to open the correct document that I put this in. I thought I already had this ready to go. I'm annoyed.
No, all good. Also, I just realized I did something stupid as a player that Fen would not have done. He would not have said that he was at the School of High Magic necessarily. He would have said he was at school in Ritsang. He would have deliberately been vague about that because they're guards and they don't know they're wanted criminals. I've had a long
Also,
day. I apologize.
Okay,
Also, I
I'm
just
gonna
wanna
let you. I'm gonna let you have that one because you can have that one. All right.
Yeah,
All
can I
right.
share this? Can I share this really quick before we move on? So the moment where like Fen was just like, "Oh well, I haven't seen you in a while," and it flustered the guard. I just then had this just idea in my head of all of a sudden the guard just realizes, "Oh shit, they know I'm not a guard," and just rips off their hat and runs away.
Not
It's
gonna
like,
lie.
oh
I had
fuck,
that thought,
okay.
too.
There was
That
like,
is amazing.
I will also admit, there was about a half a second where I toyed with that idea, but no.
Like,
We are all
you
the
guys?
same person.
Are
Yeah.
you guys cops? Well,
Well, are you a
guys
cop?
They know we're not cops. Oh god. Anyways,
But no, like it's just he's literally never gotten that response before. Like I think like he's just didn't know what to do with that, as they say. Bow chicka wow wow. All right. And there is that, and we need to come on, computer mouse. I think I need to put more weight in you. All right. So yes, your mom and dad, darling, dear old mom and dad. Excuse me. Your mother, Mara Algrove, did indeed love the smell of baked goods, and so they chose to move into a house right behind the bakery, because who wouldn't want to live behind a bakery? The garden is lush and green as always. There's a nice winter bumper crop, fall bumper crop of apples and corn and gourds. Um, as always, there are fresh herbs overflowing in the windowsills. The smell of sawdust hangs in the air, and you can hear the churning of the bandsaw in the back where your mom works in the workshop. You can see the lines of medicine in the back windowsills of your dad's place. I'm envisioning you just kind of taking a lap around and just sort of taking it all in for yourself. It's on a quiet street. It's a quiet neighborhood. It's a small town of only 5,000, so you all are fairly spread out. Your closest neighbors are 3-4 houses down, so to speak, and there's nobody in between you guys, right? So it's a pretty expansive garden. There's a laundry line. Fresh sheets are hanging on it. And as you turn the corner around the laundry line, I would like for you to please make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no. Okay, that's just straight dex.
Saving throw.
17. Oh, saving throw. Okay. 20. Dirty.
Oh, a giant golden Labrador bounds around the corner and catches you right in the chest, and you're able to just fall, and you don't hurt yourself, but you just kind of like fall and land with this dog on your chest. And it starts licking your face adorably, and you hear, "Honey, I think Fen's here." "Oh, do come in! And Rupert, get off her, would you?" "Come here, Rupert!" And Rupert gives you a lick and then pounces away, but not before stepping heavily on your diaphragm.
Oh, buddy.
You do not know this dog. You
No, I
did not
don't,
know your
but-
parents had a dog.
No.
But yeah,
Like, you're expected anyway.
you can tell that your parents are inside the house.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take one last sniff of the garden and the herbs. Is the washing is still on the line? Yeah.
hmm
How long would it take me to grab some of that laundry and bring it inside?
Very. Not enough time that it matters. Couple of
Okay.
minutes. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
You
a
know
laundry
what?
line. Like, if you're just grabbing it and bringing it
Cool.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna pat the dog, Rupert. A little bit bemused. Pat the dog, send it off on its way, and I'm gonna grab the washing off the line. As neatly as I can manage. And then go up the path into my parents' house.
And you turn the door, and your dad is standing there with petting the dog, and he looks up, and he sees that it's you, and his mouth falls open. He was not
Oh yeah, I've
expecting.
dropped disguise self at this point, so I look
Oh, and he he looks at you in surprise and joy, because he was expecting Fen, not this approximation. They were expecting you. They knew that you were in town. They weren't sure if you were gonna say hello. And he looks up and gives Rupert another pet and comes forward and gives you a big hug. And he's tall and skinny. And as an apothecary, he smells like fresh herbs and linens and just generally very clean. Like, clean doesn't have a smell, but it does. And he's just got a very unlined face. It doesn't look like he's really aged a day. His hair's a little bit longer. He still doesn't shave, lucky bastard. And your mom comes in, and she's got just the biggest smile on her face, and she barely comes up to your dad's ribcage, because you clearly got your dad's genes, but you have her nose and her smile. And she says, "Oh, it's so lovely to see you, dear." And she comes up and just gives you a hug at your waist.
Hi, Mom.
And she, like, reaches up to pinch your cheeks and wanders over to the kettle. Well, what are you doing back in town? Heard there was some excitement at the bar last night, huh? And your
Was
dad
in trouble,
kind of looks at you in a mildly disapproving, like,
Right. Don't worry. I'm not back to the old ways. I have actually learned something at that magic school.
you mean you were involved?
I thought you knew. I thought that's why you brought it up.
Well, I knew you were there last night with your friends. I thought maybe you knew what happened.
Oh, yeah.
You mean to
Yeah,
tell me you were involved? And your mom whips around with a dish towel, like, just, what?
Mom.
Fenris? Are
Mom.
you telling me that my son was involved in this? I will
Mom, listen.
not have it. I will
Mom.
not.
Mom, the guards were harassing civilians. They were attacking this bard because they thought
Well,
he
what
was
are you, a civilian?
themselves.
What if they harass you? What
Well-
are they going to do to you, Fenris?
Well, I don't
What are they
know.
going to do to you?
I don't know. Actually, that's kind of what I'm in town to find out. You know, I wanted to
what?
see if there was any word, if we were wanted or not. But again, we did the
Wanted?
right
And your
thing.
mom looks like she's about to pass out at this point. Like, she is blue in the face.
God, I
Like,
wish I
she's
could
mostly just sputtering and, like, hurriedly making tea and just like, what do you mean, darling? And just you're all talking over each other in this cacophony. And as this is happening, no, where did you go? Where did you
no.
go? I do this to myself every time. I had your character sheet up earlier and then I closed it. And as you do that, I would like you to please make a wisdom saving throw.
Mom! Or dad. Or the dog, maybe. That is a 17.
Okay. You hear in the back of your head that you need to disguise self to get out of here. You're getting like this very strong sense in the back of your brain that like, oh boy, this doesn't feel good. I want to just disguise myself and get out of here. As everybody's sort of arguing and yelling, and it feels like it's going back to the way it was before.
Okay. Take a breath. I say, Mom, Dad, Rupert.
And Rupert
Look.
comes over and just like sits down between the three of you and looks up and breaks the tension in the way that only dogs can. And your parents kind of cast each other a side eye and look at you and take a big deep breath and both say, I'm sorry, we're sorry, at the same time.
Okay. I mean, I get it. I was a difficult kid. I
And then
wouldn't
we
blame you
didn't
for
hear
thinking-
from you for 7 years, and then you right out of the blue a month ago. Your dad is very upset. He. We were supposed to play baseball, and I could teach you how to grill, and you're telling me you know how to do spells?
Yes. Also, when did you start grilling?
Well, retirement's been kind. Well, grilling vegetables.
Retirement?
Grilled veggies are a thing.
Do I still feel that voice in the back of my head that's telling me to disguise myself?
No,
and
it
get
was
out?
just like a quick, like, momentary, like, shudder.
Okay.
He says, well, not retirement, just cut the hours in the shop down a little bit, you know. Wanted to spend more time in the garden. And he kind of, like, ruefully shrugs, but the garden has never looked better.
Yeah.
In your memory, at least.
Yeah. Looks great, Dad. Smells good, too.
It does.
But, yeah, about that. I'm sorry about not writing more. I didn't really know what I was looking for when I went off to Ritsang after I left school here, and by an interesting set of circumstances, found myself studying magic. And you know what? I'm not actually bad. I worked really hard.
And
I had all that energy, you know, as a kid, and
your
went towards
mother
something for once.
your mother cocks an eyebrow and just sort of glances at her quiver of arrows by the door, and you know that, like, that's a challenge. In your household, this is a challenge. Like, no words
yeah,
need
Mom,
to be
what? You wanna
said.
go?
S-
I
Well, it-
grabbed my own.
Well, it certainly sounds like someone's come up a peg or two from the last time they deigned us worthy of a visit. So maybe we should settle this, huh? And she winks
I
and
think
she
we
throws a
should.
massive wink at your dad, and your dad has already pulled out 3 casks of ale.
Excellent. Well, I think we should.
All right, so you guys walk into the backyard where there is indeed a small archery setup. Your parents have like a fenced-in yard, just because of the way the nature of your mom's business, right? Like it's a safe practice.
Yeah.
So you know it's not fully fenced, but there's like a protected area. And as you walk out, there are a set of 4, 5, 6 targets. There are various distance markers. Basically, the way you know that this works, it's the 50-yard target, because range is usually like 20-80, so you go right in the sweet spot, right in the middle of that.
Okay.
And then it's best out of 3. And now you know though that this is not necessary. That while this might be a crossbow, this might be like an arrow thing. You could use magic if you wanted to. Like, you can use whatever you want for ranged attacks here. The only goal, we're gonna make this a bit of a challenge. The targets have an AC of 14.
Okay.
I'm basically gonna roll 3 attacks for your mom. You're gonna roll 3 attacks for yourself. Best 2 out of 3 wins. If we tie, we
Okay.
roll again. It's that simple. Okay.
Excellent.
Let me grab another D20. Where'd my dice go? There they go. And we're just gonna do the thing.
Let's do the thing.
Oh god, this is terrible. All right, whenever you're ready. 1, 2,
2,
3.
3. Hang on, one of them's on the floor. Oh shit. Okay, so just so I, for the record, am casting magic missile instead of shooting my arrows.
Good shit.
Like, wait, so is she going first? Please tell me.
No,
she's
you
going
you guys are going at the same time.
Same time?
Yep.
Okay, so I fake out like I'm gonna go. I reach behind my back like I'm gonna go for my quiver, which I do still have on my back, and my crossbow.
Yeah.
But instead of actually drawing a quiver, I just whip my hands around instead and go and cast magic missile.
So as your mom is like getting ready to take her first shot, you let off all 3 of those at once. And she just like stops agog. How many? So what did you roll? How many hit?
I rolled a 16,
Okay.
a 19, and a natural 20.
Wow! All 3 shots, bam, 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 right through the middle of the target. There is one hole. There is one hole and 3 scorch marks in the grass behind it.
Way.
So your mom looks at you and decides that, and like she got 1 arrow off. She only got 1 off, and it hits. But
Yeah.
she kind of like, phew, what? Bloody hell, they're not kidding, love. Come in, let's get you a nice cup of tea and you can tell us all about it. And she just like grabs your elbow and brings you in and is like perfectly content that her boy has come home. And as you guys sit and while the evening away, your parents begin to explain that Representative von Fuckface, typically the way elections work, there's a board that oversees all 4 towns, and each town democratically elects 2 representatives. Okay, so that's 8 representatives total. The tiebreaker is a chairman. Each town representative can nominate a candidate for a chairman, and then the populace does ranked choice voting for this. What has happened in Singtra is that unfortunately one of the democratically elected representatives passed away of old age. Genuinely died of old age. Was just an old human, was past his prime, probably, would have fit right in the American Congress. It's American Congress without the healthcare old. And so, basically it just went to the next in line, who happens to be Representative Ashley von Hankrit, who's just this absolutely batshit man. And fundamentally what it is there have been rumors of magic popping up around the world, as you know. And there is a deep-seated fear here, especially by Representative von Hankrit, that, like, if people go back to using magic, the world is going to destroy itself again. He ascribes to that belief, even though in this human lifespan of things, that event was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. But there are still loads of generational people are still afraid of it because they haven't had it for so long. And so it's this new terrifying thing. As much as the fear of what happened before, it's also like, oh my god, what's this new thing? We don't understand it. Get away from me. So yeah, he is not a learned man. He is a prejudiced man.
Yeah, and remind me what his position. So he was
So he's a
put in place of one of the reps
Yeah, so he's a representative of Singtra.
on the
And
council.
on the board that oversees all 4 towns, basically.
Okay.
It's not really like a governing body for all 4 towns. It's more like they just all sort of check in and, on property lines, lake fishing, like it doesn't function in a sense that we imagine. Sure, they probably might do some fundraising for like a community barn or like help out each other, but it's not. There's no standing single like house of government, so to speak, for the 4 towns. The board serves more as an information flow between all 4 towns. Does that make sense? Did any of that actually
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that landed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, that felt very confusing on my end.
No, it's all good.
So yeah, and he's just like going off, and because he's a town representative, he can choose what happens in Singtra, and he's been sort of bolstering the guard, pushing for increased training, trying to he's fearful
Against
of
magic specifically.
outsiders are bringing in the magic, like it hasn't happened here yet in Singtra, but it could. Let's close the wall, let's close the wall, let's close the doors, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do the people seem to be behind this guy?
Well, I guess well, I'm certainly not, and your mother certainly isn't. I can't see many folk being happy with this. I mean, he's raising taxes. He wants to make sure that every boy receives a certain amount of military training. He wants us all to carry papers now to confirm. He wants us to register to come in and out of town. We're not guild members. We're just people. We don't need quick passage. It's too much. It's entirely too much. Now calm down, dear. It's not worth getting worked up over. And your mom walks over and just puts a hand on your dad's shoulder, and she's standing next to him, and he still looks down at her adoringly.
Bless.
And they just kind of hold a smile and sighs a deep sigh, and your dad says, "Yes, well, I suppose this too will pass in time, but he just gets under my skin." And he says that part with a bit of a chuckle, and a grin at you, as he's sort of playfully growling. Dear, we're very happy for you with your magic. Just don't do it in public here. And I know Ritsang seems safe, but don't take any chances outside the school there either, dear. I worry about you. You were never the greatest shot.
Yeah, I mean, I did all right out there, didn't I?
Well, 3 shots is lucky.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I know you're right. It's a bit scary, really, coming from the school where it did feel safe, and then the minute I step outside those walls, all of a sudden everything's changed, and I thought I'd be learning something that I could... For once in my life, I apply myself to something, all that restless energy I had as a kid, and it finally felt like it was going somewhere, and now this arsehole and people like him just want to tell everybody that it's a bad thing, but it isn't.
Why don't you give me another wisdom saving throw, please?
Okay. Oh, fuck. That's worse. That's 8.
That's an 8. You cast mirror image.
Fucking hell. Do I use a slot?
Yeah. It uses a slot.
Shit.
You feel yourself cast it. And you're suddenly you are now talking to sort of a scared and depressed looking version of yourself. You are seeing yourself right now as you are saying these words.
And I dispel that. Sorry.
Oh, that was exciting, Ginny. Could you bring him back?
I mean, I could, but it takes a lot of energy. If I'm honest, didn't know I wasn't really aware I was doing that.
Well, that's kind of
Anyway.
scary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting to a kind of a new level with everything. I've kind of leveled up recently, so you know, new skills and that. I guess I'm still figuring out how they work. Anyway, but I'll take your advice. You know, obviously, you're right. I'll be careful. Don't worry. But I do want to make people see that this is a good thing. I'm not going to put all this work into it just to have it be condemned by some old, ignorant sons of bitches, you know?
And your dad looks at you and he smiles, and comes over to you and gives you a big hug and says, "Well, sounds like you finally found something to do with yourself after all."
Yeah. Miracle of miracles.
Your dad howls at that, because he has come to recognize, like, yes, you are an adult, and it's really lovely to see you. And I think as you guys have been talking and catching up, have you explained any of what you've been through? Like, how much are you telling them? Is it just what we've heard here? Or are you going to tell them a little bit more about what's been going on?
In terms of my studies? Yeah, I tell them about, I think, what I've been up to generally curriculum-wise. I don't tell them the circumstances of my entrance into the academy. I admit that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
No, that's fine.
yeah, but I tell them a little bit about what I've learned and the people I've met there and my tutors, my friends, and my life there. And also the fact that Otep and Dasha, that I'm now meeting up with them.
Were they there
I
last
tell them
night
that's
too?
kind of like, yeah, they were.
I thought you were the one
Actually,
getting into trouble, not them.
you kidding? Do you remember them when they were kids?
I remember you being more than enough.
Well, they were there with me getting into trouble sometimes. So, you know, it was like old times, really. It was funny. Obviously, we've all grown up and we're different now, and it's different, but it's still us, you know? It's nice. And I promise. Well, I guess I can't really promise that, can I? I promise that the trouble we get into will at least be warranted. How's that? I can't hear you. You're muted.
Well, I suppose, we'll take
Oh, and
it.
I told them what we're gonna do as well. I filled them in on.
Oh.
Oh no, not yet. Okay. Never mind then. Never mind.
Well,
I'll
well,
wait for
no.
that.
Did you tell them that, like, you got into a fight with Representative Von Handcrit?
Oh shit! I
Like,
thought that
did
was already.
you-
I thought they knew that he was there, and like that was what.
Well, they
happened.
heard that there was something. They asked if you were kind of
Okay.
involved. They don't. They don't
Well,
really
yes,
know
then-
what was happening. That's why they were like, were you there? Were your friends there?
Okay,
What is?
yeah, then
What
that's what
happened?
Sorry, I am again a bit thick.
Yeah, it's all
today.
good. It's all good.
But yes, Fen understanding that that's what they're asking will
Yeah.
tell them
Okay.
the circumstances of the fight.
Cool.
And that
And then
Representative Von Fuckface, as we like to call him, was there, and
Yeah.
he was the one instigating the arrests of this bard
Yeah.
who clearly isn't magical at all. and we stepped in to stop him, and I may have incapacitated him temporarily using magic.
Your mom looks so fucking proud of you. Your mom is like, your mom runs into her bedroom, grabs one of her bras, runs out, and throws it in the kitchen fire.
What the fuck?
Suffragette, no, nobody.
No, I
We're not.
got you.
Is
I
that not
got
a
you.
poll? All right.
But
But it's no.
I didn't know
I
we
was
had
just like,
bras in.
That's a yeah.
that was kind of what
Yeah.
That was where my mind was.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. No,
No. Okay.
No. But your mom is.
Remember
Your
one
mom
day
is. Your mom looks very proud. And
Yeah.
your dad looks a little concerned. He looks at you and says, "Well, what's next for you?"
Well, in the bar, even though the bard wasn't magic, there was a guy who is. His name is Tyrrell. He's even older
Stupid
than you,
name.
Dad.
Older than me?
Yeah,
They didn't. What?
yeah.
I was.
Calamity happened when he was a young man.
I was one of the first out from behind the wall. What? What do you mean he's older than me?
He is.
He should be in Tippereth.
Yeah, he isn't. He, from what I can remember of what he told us last night and this morning, he spent his youth wandering, trying to find out what caused the calamity, and the great magic hunt that followed. He remembers the calamity happening the first time and the aftermath and everything.
Huh.
And I believe him. He seemed honest enough.
Well, if he's as old as you say he is, he probably is. Well, I think you might need these. And he stands up and walks to a cupboard, as he is an apothecary. And he pulls out 6 healing potions and gives them to you.
Less!
He's your dad! Your mom...
Thanks, Dad.
Your mom is going to stand... So what are you doing next, Judy? Where are you going?
Well, we're gonna take Tyrrell. He told us he was working on something. Actually, the reason he came to Singtra was because he fled Ritsang. He was working on, I don't know, some kind of summoning spell. Long story short, there is information in Ritsang about the calamity, which he believes may be happening again. When you go outside tonight, look up. You'll see something missing. And according to him, that's what happened the last time. When calamity happened all those years ago.
Your mom and your dad share a very significant glance, but you don't know what it means.
You're right.
Ba-bum-bum-bum.
But anyway, we're going to try and track down information about that. He had some leads back in Ritsang. And we're going to try and find out as much as we can about calamity. And if it is happening again, I don't know. I mean, we're just 3 kids, but you know, an ancient elf. But like, I think we're gonna try and at least, if not stop it, then at least learn about it. But hopefully, stop it. At least that's what I want to do. I hope the others want the same. You're right, Dad, Mum.
Well, it's just you go away for 7 years, and then you come back, you tell us the world's ended, and you're gonna go right back out the front door to go deal with it.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
shit
don't-
move.
I mean, we're very glad to see you. But, well, it is a lot. So where are you going next? Where will you be?
Ritsang, hopefully. We're going to try and get a boat out of town today. We'd like to avoid stealing
Boat?
one.
The only boats. It's getting late in the season for boat. Water's awful
Oh,
cold
shit.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Might find.
what about that?
I mean, I don't want you stealing things, but
I mean,
you
believe you
may
me,
be
I
able
don't
to get a
either.
hold of a boat if you can't find a captain willing. It is still. It's not that late yet. Boats are right. It's like late September. We said right, so it's not so
Yeah.
late that you can't go on the water anymore. Just for the most part, people are concerned with winter fishing, not so much. It's cram everything and go time, not so much passengers and pleasure boating, right?
Yeah.
It's much more mercantile at the docks this time of year.
Fair enough. Well, we won't steal it unless it's absolutely necessary.
Your
Believe
mom,
you me, I'd like to avoid stealing just as much as you would like to avoid me stealing things.
your mom looks at you and kind of giggles to herself, and then walks into a back room and comes back out and hands you a small stick. And she says, I want you to take it and point it at your father's beer mug.
That's not how my magic works, Mum, but okay. And I point the stick
And
at the beer mug.
and she wants, and then she points to a button under your thumb and tells you to press it.
What have you made? And I press the button.
And a tiny little dart on a string shoots out and sticks to your dad's beer mug, and then starts to reel back in. It's not much. It can't lift a ton, but well, if you steal in a boat, you might need the keys, love. And she reaches up and just tussles your hair.
Thanks, Mom.
Ah.
I love Mom.
Oh,
So
I love you,
to be clear,
Mum.
this is not the keys. This is like
Like a steely thing, like it's a
yeah,
magnet,
like a
reel
magnet
thing.
stick, fish reel thing. I was specific.
Yeah.
So the idea in mind when I was making this was specifically the stretchy rubber hands that you got as an arcade prize that you could like throw and slap on the wall. Like that was the ideal thing, but this works better flavor wise.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But yeah, that was the inspiration of just like it. So yeah, the range is only 5 feet.
Okay.
It's a very thin string. It can't take a ton of weight. It does not have a cool name. It's just a small mundane
Mars
trinket.
magnetic stick.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Mars magnetic stick. Perfect. It's like really, it was just like I think it's fun. Magic items are cool, but also I think sometimes so are just small, useful mechanical things like from friends and family that you guys may or may not encounter. Like I think it's a cool thing. So yeah, that's for you. It can only lift like up to a pound.
Okay.
So not not a lot, right? You're not going to shoot this into a body and drag a body 5 feet.
Gotcha.
It's a dart.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Mom, this is brilliant. Oh, I love you. And I reach down and I like, I give her a big old hug and like try and rest my chin on her head, which is something I did growing up, and it got increasingly harder as I became taller.
You wind up just resting your collarbones on the top of your mom's head as you've bent down. And with that, I think it's fair to say that you have all spent the majority of the day eating and talking and catching up, and your little archery competition. I think after dinner you might feel a little better and do an actual like mini magic demonstration with a couple of your cantrips or something for your folks. As the night begins to wane, your mom pulls out a banjo and your father pulls out a fiddle, and they begin to play together.
As the night begins to wane.
I was gonna say, wait, did we agree
Yeah.
to meet at noon?
Yeah,
Oh
we
wait,
agreed to
noon?
meet at
Oh,
2
I'm sorry. I
p.m.
think I said midnight.
Yeah.
My bad. Why
No,
the
it's
fuck did I write
okay.
midnight? Oh, okay. So no, then it's lunchtime. Like this was the morning for you, I
Yes.
suppose. Your
Okay,
dad, but as
can
it
we still have
approaches,
banjo and fiddle?
yeah, as it approaches lunchtime though, they like get ready to take a siesta. They're retired. My bad. I thought,
Aw, no banjo and fiddle.
yeah.
No.
It was just like
Okay.
it truly was a moment of like if it was gonna play it that way, then all of a sudden there would be a knock at the door, and it would be Dasha and myself being like, "What
Where
the
the
fuck?
fuck were you?
Where were you?"
You guys, yeah, and you guys reasonably know where Fenn's house is.
We're covered
Yeah.
in blood.
Like-
We're scarred. We have arrows sticking out of us. We're like, what the fuck,
We
man?
have a boat.
Um,
Why
on,
didn't you come?
on that note,
I'm just like,
I do want to get to Dasha and Otep, but I need some more water and to stop talking for 5 minutes. My throat's killing
Yeah.
me.
Cool.
So yeah, Fen, we will say that it's about 11:30 or so. And yeah, you need to make your way out to go try and leave your friends a message
okay.
or whatever
so
it is
I'm
you're gonna do.
I'm gonna
Because
cast this. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm.
No, well, I'm gonna take one last look at both of them as I'm at the door. Whistle for the dog.
Rupert comes
got
over
the-
and like just stupidly sits there and looks at you in pants. Just
I give him scritches. And when I'm done with that, I just take one parent in each arm.
you are taller
As
than
I always say.
You are taller than
Oh.
both of them, and your arms drape over their shoulders, and they both look up at you, bemused.
Take care of yourselves, all right? I love you both.
Oh, you're worried about the wrong one, son, as usual. And your mom just like pinches your cheek, and your dad smacks your butt and tells you to go get him, champ.
Will do, Dad. And with that, I turn, walk out the door, and I look back at them, I wink, and I cast Disguise Self again to make myself look as I did when I came up before I said hello to them the first time.
Good stuff.
Fenris is so hot.
So we're gonna just take a quick break here, for water and stretches and things. I will say it is late. I'm down to keep playing. I do have tomorrow off. But also
I
yeah.
open tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So yeah, I can do maybe like another hour or so, but then I gotta dip the fuck low.
Okay. Because yeah, I would like to let you guys play as well some tonight too.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
No,
These
no,
things
it's fine.
happen. Yeah.
It's fine. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah.
We will be back, streamer babes. And guess who's back, 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 back again, again. Otep's back, back, back. Tell a friend.
Rub my back, rub my back, rub my back. My back really hurts.
Fair enough. So y'all want to steal a boat?
Yeah.
At least go check.
Yeah, I want to go check out the boat, but also I also got a little bit of business that I need to. I was on my break and I realized, oh shit, there's actually a question that I do want to ask, uh, our good friend Terrell,
You
because
got to say his
you
name
know
right, or he's not going to respond to you.
Tyrrell, Mister. Tyrrell. You had mentioned you had spent a very long time in the city of Tifereth. I spent a little bit of time there myself. And I was just curious if you had any sort of a relationship or you knew a certain high council member of Tifereth, a high elf by the name of Galen Wingalia.
Let me think. Um, how old is Galen? Is really the
I would
question. That's not something you and I have ever actually established.
I would
As I
assume
sit
he's
here,
at least.
like scrolling through this tome that you've sent me, you've never once mentioned his age, actually.
Well, I never thought about it until now. I would assume he's at least a couple hundred years old. Like
So,
at least like 4 or 5.
so I would say, I think it's fair to say that yes, he remembers the calamity. I feel like he is of the first generation sired right after the calamity. So he was
Yeah.
probably still raised in a lot of the fear of the calamity, but he was also definitely on the council when Tippereth opened the walls again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So like he's very involved with the guard and protection and of the city and all of that. I'm going to posit that no, Tyrrell does not specifically know anything about your father just because he would have been out and about at the time your father was making a name for himself. Or in
Cool.
Ritsang. Yeah, I don't know that Tyrrell
Yeah.
has any
He
sort
also
of relationship with your dad.
it's also a thing of like I also want to make it clear right now. I'm not telling him he's my father. I'm just asking him, "Oh,
Yes,
do
I
you know
know.
this elf?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is me, the
Yeah.
DM Caleb, laying all this out for you right now. Tyrrell's just like,
Yes.
I no, is he on the council?
Yes, he's on the High Council. If you don't know anything, it's fine. It's just one
I
of those.
I
I've had a couple interactions with him, and I'm just kind of
How
trying
long
to
has he
figure
been
him
on
out.
the council? There's a lot of them on there, you know. It's really kind of meaningless.
Uh, I mean, he's been on for at least a couple hundred years. I don't really know exactly how long. We
Well,
never really had a long conversation, you know.
that makes sense. I suppose they're busy people.
Yes,
And
very
he
busy.
sneers. He sneers a little bit at that.
Yeah. Um.
Uh,
But yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So you two want to? What are you doing?
Can I do a tiny bit of role playing for a second?
Yes, God, please. I want to
Okay.
stop talking and drink some water.
Okay, cool. So we're walking the three of us down the road, and Dasha and I are in the middle of a conversation because literally I was just looking up Elvish stuff, and I just found this really funny word that I now want to use in a conversation. um,
Yay!
yeah. So we're walking down the road, and the road is kind of like lush and filled, and I feel like we're probably still at least a couple hundred yards away from where we're going, so we can still kind of like talk out loud, and Otep is kind of in the middle of explaining something of like it's not really a vow of chastity. You know what I mean? It's like a vow when you take it, you have to accept that there are things that come and go, and so because of it, it's more about like accepting that wheel. It's not really about like taking anything away. Like for example, right? There was this guy that I was on the guard with in Tiferath, right? Um, and he himself was a Theithera. Do you know what a Theithera is?
No.
Okay, so a Theithera is essentially someone who they like to be shape shifted for sexual reasons. So he would, he'd turn into a rat and crawl up there. So it's a thing of like it's not a vow of chastity. I kind of want to make that clear. It's more just like because some of them would totally break it all the time. But the whole point is that it's kind of like things come and they go. You know what I mean? It's about like accepting that like yes, the good things will come, but at the exact same time, you're not always going to be a rat.
I once met a man who turned himself into a horse so he could fuck another horse.
Hmm. Probably
It,
a Theitherian.
it was quite odd. And Tyrell
Yeah.
just kind of looks at you quizzically and, like, not stunned that you know that, but, like, very surprised that a member, like, someone who has Palace Guard armor would, like,
Weird.
know any fucking thing about that at all. Like,
It's weird,
very
dude.
just caught off guard. And he looks at you, Dasha, to see how you're taking this.
I have like 50 that's what she says and like 14 dirty jokes that I could make, but I'm just
Why don't you
I'll
pick
just
your
keep
best?
those.
Why don't you keep your best 3 and just give them to us rapid fire?
Nah.
Don't be a
They're
bitch.
real they're really dirty and I'm just gonna keep them. I'ma just keep them. They're just for me. Num num num. Just for me. Num 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 num. Um
Uh,
Dasha's just gonna pull her hood up and be like, I have about 800 dirty jokes to make on that one, and I'm gonna keep them all for myself. She's gonna walk ahead.
all right. I think we're getting close. So, can I do some sort of a perception check to kind of do a far away looking at the docks and seeing if there are guards and other people close to them?
In un momento.
I would also say that Otep, you're probably in the front. We probably put
Yeah.
Tyrell in the middle of us, and I'm in the back, just making sure that
Yeah, that would make sense.
he's very squishy.
He is very squishy.
I also imagine that we're having this conversation over him
Yeah.
and not
Oh, yeah.
subtly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Nah, he's just fragile.
Yeah, I imagine that if he got like hit even by like a very strong wind, he would probably break a bone.
Yeah.
Wow. Y'all have like no faith in this man.
We're
more
saying
just
We're saying this over him. He's meant to hear this.
we're doing this as a joke
I'm
because Dasha and I are fucked up.
I am literally right here, you know.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
uh,
He
Anyways.
looks at the two of you. Hang on, let me pull up his character sheet now since y'all are being assholes.
he was
I
okay,
sharpened his dagger for
literally-
him. He needs to get over it.
literally
He's a
in
bitch.
my notes from last session it says Tyrell is kind of a dick. Not a bad guy, just a dick. So if I feel a certain way about him.
For shame. You belong in the shame bucket, sir.
Yeah, where do you think I came from?
Huh.
You merely adopted the shame bucket. I was born in it. Molded by it.
You need to please make
Me?
a charisma check.
Who?
Me?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh wait, no, it's on self. Never mind. Um. Okay, cool. This is okay. I understand how the spell works. Great. You need to make a charisma saving throw, please, Otep.
Charisma saving throw.
Yep.
Okay. Oh wow, really? That's a 8.
Uh-oh.
Tyrell looks at you and says, "My Otep, my water skin seems to have gone dry. Do you mind if I have some of yours?" And you find yourself compelled to give him some of your water skin.
All right, I'll give him some of my water skin.
Okay.
Ooh, he took some water. I'm a good person. I would have given it to him anyways.
I'm
He
afraid.
needed to feel like he had a win. Um,
All right.
Okay. This guy's weird.
yeah, I don't know.
All right.
He's weird.
Yeah. Can we?
You want to steal a
I
boat?
wanna see some boats. I wanna see what they got here and
I
what
want
the
to
deal
see some
is.
boats. I want to see some boats.
I wanna know what boats are.
I wanna know what love is.
Is love name? Is there a boat named Love?
I want you to
Ooh.
show me what love is. I don't know the words to this song anymore. Sorry. So you should all scroll up to the top of the page. Don't scroll down, please. Fog of War, for some reason, was not working earlier. Unless it is working at the moment. I don't know.
Nope. Nope.
Okay, well,
But I am at the top of the
yeah,
screen.
just stay to the top page, please, y'all. Yeah, Fog of War is being stupid. Why won't it let me Fog of War? This is the docks. So, unfortunately for y'all, the docks, the big ships don't actually come in this close. They dock off, they anchor offshore, right? Because it's a lake, they wet dock those big boats. There's no reason to bring them in this close.
Yeah.
And they will instead rowboat out. And so this is the little dock setup on the outside of Singtra. That you guys see. There is, in fact, a little island there with a little abandoned shack-looking thing. The rest of this stuff, I'm not just gonna tell you. You're gonna have to make some decisions. I'm gonna grab your characters in a moment. And it is Tyrell, Fen, and or no, Tyrell, Dasha, and Otep. Excuse me. Where's your fucking token, Dasha? There you are. You're fine.
I don't know.
No. I'm on a different page. I'm swearing at myself. That's all. And that one. Control. Oh yeah, the squeaky barrel. Did you mean the massacre? So I think it is fair to say that you all have approached from the south, or in this case, north of the map, alright? Your tokens are on the top right, and I've got you staked out in the woods behind. So you cannot see into these buildings. These are just open buildings at the moment for us, okay?
Yep.
I don't have that, yeah. Do you guys see numbers in the buildings as well? I'm just curious.
No.
Okay, so you'll need to just ping your buildings. I've got numbers in them and some corresponding things. This means things are working appropriately. I wanted
Okay.
this. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna turn to Terrell, and I'm essentially gonna kind of give him a very hard look and be like, okay, we were kind of fucking with you earlier just to see what you would act like. But now at this point, things are about to get serious, so you should probably hang out here for right now until we actually figure out what the game plan is. Dasha and I are probably gonna go sneak down and take a quick look about what things are.
Very well.
Thank you.
I'm gonna raise my
Alright.
fist for a fist bump.
He looks at you a touch bewildered and then fist bumps you
Cool.
quizzically.
Dash, how you want to do this?
Do we see any people? Like, can we see from the woods? Can we see any people?
Yeah, you can see that there are a couple of commoners. Gonna go to the token page again. Hang on. Let's grab some people. Let's populate this place, okay?
Woo!
Um. Bow. Chicka wow wow. Oh, actually, didn't even need to do that. Actually. Yeah, there are there are a couple commoners. There's a few mending going through the fish that are being thrown into the net here. Oh no, don't gargantuan size yourself. They're mending the net. There's somebody here. You can presume that there will be somebody in the dockmaster's office. Okay, which is at the end of the. Can you see it? No, you can't actually see that. You cannot see where the dockmaster's
Oh.
office is. You cannot see anyone from where you currently are. Okay, you could maybe see this lady out on the dock over here.
Okay.
You also can. Yeah. Why don't you all make me a perception check?
Wow.
That's a 18 for me.
Oh wow.
That is a 6 for me.
A sixth.
I got you. I can see for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Otep, what did you get again?
An 18.
Okay. You can. So you can reasonably presume. Let's see. Is this a true statement? I do believe it is. You can presume that the building directly in front of you, just based on how it's made and its central positioning, is probably a barracks for guards.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. There are likely to be guards here on duty pretty much not all the time, but they'll make regular rounds just to check in. It's a dock. Lots of the little boats come and go. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And those are just the ones that are currently here waiting for passengers. Basically, people come here in the morning, and usually the ships have night crews that stay and row back in the mornings too. So it's usually just a changing of shift and people, right? For the fishing boats if need be. But they still do regular rounds. It's a semi-busy port, so to speak. For a town anyway, it sees a lot of traffic for its size.
Yeah. Okay.
But also you know that there definitely are people who just live nearby, right? Like some of this is just houses too.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my fun question. With that 18, do I see some sort of like either a bar or an inn or a tavern, something that I know like we can go there and maybe possibly there will be captains that we can talk to about renting a ship for a little bit, like getting a ride.
You know that if you were gonna do that, you need to go into the shipmaster's office.
Okay. Okay. Well,
You need to go into the dockmaster's office. He coordinates stuff with the ships. Basically, every time there's a shift change, there's a schedule that's kept for the passenger boats out there, if there are any. And when they're in range, they'll send word into the dockmaster because the dockmaster still needs to know like which ships are anchored
yeah.
outside Singtra. Like it's just a ways off of this map, right? Like it's not super far to
Yeah.
the right of this map that the boats are. It's just
Okay.
it's a big enough lake that yeah, there is a current, there's it makes sense to do things in a cove, start here and then bus people out to the big boats.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like we have a couple choices in front of us. So, Dosh, do we want to try to be diplomatic about this?
I mean, the one thing we just don't know is if we're wanted or not.
Yeah.
So my thought is that we scope out as stealthily as we can. We just look and see what's available, what boats of what size, if we need what we necessarily need, and then we go and we wait for Fen, because Fen is going to have more info as to whether or not,
Yeah.
we are going to be arrested. Or
True,
we can
true,
try
true,
to
true.
listen in on conversations and see if anything. We can do both of those. We could listen in on people's conversations and see if we hear any scuttlebutt. I think I
Yeah.
have heard used near the water sometimes.
Okay.
Oy
Yeah,
vey.
no, I think that yeah. Okay. Let's go do some sneaking. Some sneaking.
You wanna split up?
Uh
We can also stay together. I don't care either way.
I mean, I'm kind of of the mindset I feel like it might be better for us to stick together, but I'm also like my stealth is crap, so I don't want to ruin your stealth for that.
You're
Um,
well, okay. I think let's I can't speak anymore. One of us should look and gather intel about the boats, and maybe the other can listen in on conversations.
okay. Well then here, how about yeah, I'll go up. Yeah, which direction is here? Whatever. I'm just gonna do this. I'm going to sneak up over here. Hopefully, nope. I need to do this one. I don't know how to play this. I'm gonna sneak up over onto this side, kind of behind this guard up, because I think is this like a hill,
Yeah,
Caleb?
yeah, that's a help.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I want to kind of like go up. I
Yeah,
want to go check out this hill up over here
there is
and
terrain in this map. Yes.
do a couple looks over and see
Okay,
what the
give
deal is
me
with the
a quick
boats.
stealth check.
Cool. Yep, this is
Yup.
just gonna be a flat roll. Woo, that's an 8.
You don't like make any undue noise, but like you're not quiet about it. You're clearly just like walking along. I don't think the guard sees you because you're above him and like the angles of things, but like you're not sneaky, you're not silent. Anybody who
He
is
probably
looking
thinks
for
that
you
it's
could see you.
yeah, okay. I'm a big boy.
So move.
Alright,
So move yourself.
cool. I'm gonna move myself like up over here.
So yeah, So yeah, that's like 60 feet. Um. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's an action and a dash, or a movement and a dash.
Cool.
Excuse me.
Cool.
Yeah. Dasha, what are you doing? We're not in initiative. This is just the map as
Right.
it sits right now. Like, we're
Right.
consider your action economy, but we're not really there yet.
I am going to just watch Otep just walk over there, and I'm gonna just be like, "What the?" Okay, and then I'm going to try to move.
We're fine. It's fine.
Are you yelling right
We're fine.
now? Just go.
Okay. Okay.
And
I'm dead.
What?
Go ahead. No, I'm
no.
dead. Keep going. That was hilarious.
So right here at the back of this map,
Yeah.
is this flat or is this a hill?
Let me scroll down a little bit. It's a gentle hill. It's a steep hill that quickly bottoms out by those two trees. On the bottom, down here.
Okay. I'm gonna try to move behind these buildings and sneak up to in between these buildings here. So oh, that's not how you measure things. Like here and then to kind of there.
So that's what, 45 and 45?
Yeah,
What's your total movement?
30.
You can get
Nope. Yes.
You can get to the end of this building and around the corner.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm just trying to
Yep.
find people and listen in on things.
Good stuff. Tyrell is going to watch the two of you disappear.
Well, Dash should disappear, and more just me
And you saunter off.
bumping along.
And he is going to take it upon himself to do nothing.
Yay! Good job.
Because neither of you
You
can
done
see
good.
him or see what he's up to.
Do you want me to roll stealth?
Oh yes, I would like a stealth roll out of you. Also, Fen, I need a perception roll from you to see if you find a wanted board and see what's on the wanted board.
That's a 19
Okay.
for my stealth.
A 19? Yeah, you snake a snake. You are appropriately using cover. You're not crunching leaves and twigs. You're not clomping. You're using shadows, which is impressive that there's shadows considering it's noontime.
I'm small.
So perception for that wanted board. Although, would I remember where the other one was before that I found?
Maybe.
Okay. I think that's a. Yeah, it's a 12.
So you cannot find the wanted board, but you don't have to. Dasha's face is fucking everywhere.
Oh no.
She murdered 3 people in a full bar.
Fair enough.
At least it's just mine. At least it is just mine.
It's not Otap's.
There are not as many posters of OTEP, but there is an information reward poster. Dash's is a wanted dead or alive poster.
Hell yeah, that's badass.
They want information about OTEP. They want Dash's head.
And is there anything about
there's nothing
me
about
or Tyrell?
There's nothing about you, and you don't notice anything about Tyrell.
Okay.
What's up, bitches?
Fuck. Okay.
That's not an appropriate response, Dasha.
I'm aware.
Well, I will be looking for ways to get that to them next time.
Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da. And you also notice that somebody's already drawn a mustache on yours, Fen. Or not yours, Fen. You notice that someone has already drawn a mustache on Otep's.
Good. As it should be. And it was definitely me.
Yeah.
I
Don't-
snuck into
Yeah.
town and I drew the mustache.
I-
And then I left.
Not bad.
I don't think I can even grow facial hair. Because I'm an orc elf. Yeah, no, neither one of those
It is not.
races grow facial hair.
It's not common in orcs, no. But you do have some glorious pearly white tusks.
Oh yeah, I got some great tusks, and I have some like great hair.
Yeah.
But like no.
Nope. What is that face?
I
Um,
don't. I don't.
So,
Are these hammocks? Am I by hammocks?
you buy hammocks? What? Oh yeah, you might be. That would be fun.
I think I'm by hammocks.
Yeah, you are. That's so fun. You
Yo.
are.
Cool.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I lost Kit. Oh, Kit's back.
Yep, gets back.
Three.
So yeah, I think you're like under one of the hammocks.
Yeah.
What do you want to do, Otep? You're muted.
I want to do a super cool, nice, long perception check. To look to see. I kind of just want to look at the boats, and I want if I were to look, I would kind of want to see something that seems very what's the right word I'm looking for? Very discreet. Like a boat that you would look at and then not look at a second time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like but is still like big enough, can probably carry up to, I'd say, like maybe 6 or 7 people. So like, we can fit everyone on board, plus also maybe a couple crew members if we can hopefully talk to them and get them to do it for us. But like, yeah, I'm trying to look. I'm trying to just clock those number of boats. The smaller, like actual fishing boats, we don't really care about. We're more looking for like something, and like even if there are some really kind of bigger ones, if there are less crew members on there, then like essentially anything bigger than like a 5 or a 6 person boat, I'm curious about.
Okay. Do you want to move further up the hill?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a thing of like, I would assume that I would be actually going more north, but I can't go more north.
Yeah, I was just
Um,
gonna put you like on the cliff.
Okay, yeah, I can't see myself there.
There you
Yeah.
can.
So, okay, now I can. Yeah. All right. But yeah.
So yeah, why don't you give me a perception check at advantage since
Hey,
you're way up high.
I'm way up high. Okay, we like that. That's a 21 perception.
Nice. Okay. You see a perfectly nondescript boater's boat. It is a keel boat. You know that it is perfect for you guys. Their crew, the creature capacity would suffice for you all. It's decently speedy for its size, and the ballistas. It has a ballista.
Okay. Other ones, or just that,
Um,
just kind of like that one that's within the range that I'm
I
looking
was
for.
gonna say, if for what you are looking for, that is what you could take. Anything else is too big.
Yeah.
So like a fishing vessel that requires a crew to use, or like a merchant vessel that also requires a crew to sail. There are the smaller rowboats at the docks, and there are some
Yeah.
slightly larger, like 2, 3-person, 4-person sailing boats that are wet moored further out. But for specifically what you are looking for, with your 21, that is your boat, man. Like that is the boat that you guys said you wanted that I found in the player's manual. You're
Cool.
getting what you're asked
It
for.
is, yeah.
You rolled a 21.
That's the one. Yes, that's the one that I want. Okay, cool.
Now
Cool.
I will
I-
say it does not appear to have any built-in outboats, so you would need to rent a small rowboat from here to take you all out, and possibly a person or two to row all the rowboats back.
That's a later problem.
yeah, that's a later problem. Right
you
now,
also could reasonably assume that yes, this boat is here. It appears to be docked for now. It appears as if no one is home.
yeah. Okay. All right. I clock that boat. I want to like make many mental notes about it, about like where it is, where it could drift to, where it's probably going to be within the next couple hours, just to like inside of my head. And then yeah, I feel like I'm gonna kind of head back on over to where Tyrell was to go hang out, wait for Dasha to come back.
All right, Dasha, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to. Do I hear voices coming from any particular direction?
Give me a investigation or perception check, please. Actually, no, investigation check, please. You're not just happening to see something; you're looking for something.
He just happened.
That is a. You said investigation.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 21.
Okay. Yeah, you hear the sounds of cooking happening in the building in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's like this is a that you can smell eggs and things and food. Perhaps some sort of a cafeteria food hall in the middle, right in front of you. So I'm gonna. You can see it, right? It's the one that looks
Yes,
like a
yes, yes, yes.
cafeteria on the inside.
Excellent.
And you can also hear the water.
Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna try to sneak up to one of the. Is there like a window? Sorry, that was not what I meant to do. Is there a window on the side of the building that I could just like sneak under and try to listen in?
There's a door.
Well, that's less helpful. Is the door open?
Nope.
Ah, scheisse. So how do I hear voices coming from it if I can't hear them?
I didn't say you could hear voices. I said you could hear the sounds of cooking.
Oh, that's different. Maybe a weird question. Did you say I could hear it or I could smell it?
Presumably both. You can like you can hear the roar of the fire and things. Like the chimney.
Okay. Okay.
Like it's a kitchen. It's a big kitchen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. 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 I'm going to. Oh, that's a person.
Yeah, it's really big. It's like too big.
I'm going to try to sneak up to the door and crack it like a half an inch, just so that I can hear inside.
You know what I want, right?
I know what you want. Do I I don't actually know what you want.
I want a stealth check.
You want a stealth check? Okay. I was gonna ask if it was sleight of hand or stealth.
Nope.
Okay. No, I'm not doing that one. Don't fuck me, don't fuck me, don't fuck me, don't fuck me, don't fuck me. Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, you slink on over to like the corner here because the door opens outward, and you are able to just creak it open, and it and stops. Uh, and you can hear the the chef in the back talking to one of the customers. Right, what do you want? Yeah, all right, get a speedy on the grill. Burn it. Wait, I need more onions up front, pronto. And he's just talking to himself like this the whole time. Like, there's no one else in the restaurant, in the kitchen with him, but he's just jab, 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 jab. The only other thing you can hear really is just the sounds of two people eating and this man just like banging his knife and messing in the kitchen.
Okay. I'm not holding the door. It's
No,
just I just
you
push it
you
open
just
a little
like
bit.
popped it open a little bit. It swings
Okay.
outwards.
And I'm just gonna leave it that
Okay,
way.
all right.
And I'm gonna. Oh God. Do what's right for the character. Do what she would do. Okay. I'm gonna try to sneak just to the edge of the building and just try to look around it and see what I can see looking around the building.
All right, go for it. Move yourself. Ben, did you move yourself as well? Okay. You're muted, but I heard you.
I'm now back to 0.
Cool. Give me a perception check.
Boop, boop, boop. Perception is another dirty 20.
God damn. You see the lady mending her nets. And you can tell that the building in front of you is probably just like a fisher person's house.
Okay. Well, this was uneventful. Okay, I'm just gonna go back.
Okay. Back the way you came?
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Because his route takes him right here as you make that corner.
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
I heard that
Oh,
long
no.
sigh.
That
Do you have an inspiration?
I do have inspiration. It was a 13.
Do you have an inspiration?
I have an inspiration. I'm gonna burn my inspiration. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh no. Oh no. It's so much worse.
Did you only get a 14? You only got a
Oh.
14, didn't you?
Well, no, that one that I just rolled was a 10. So I'm pretty much fucked right now.
Yeah, he sees you, and since you haven't disguised yourself, he recognizes you, and he yells out, "Hey! Get over here! Hey, I need help over here!" And he's gonna start, chasing after you. And that's where we're gonna leave it tonight, guys.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So,
Jesus.
having fun?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Quite a
Yeah.
great deal of fun.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. It's just it's very stressful when Dasha begins to make choices.
Well, hey. Well, hey.
Well, because there's a part of me that I feel like if Otep would have seen what was happening, Otep would have been like, don't sneak in there, don't. We're just scoping things out. But like,
I think the worst.
I feel
It's so bad because I know that I'm wanted. I know that Dasha's wanted, but she doesn't freaking know.
Nope.
And
Yeah.
that was
So
like
it's
the
that
biggest
thing
thing.
of like, yeah, no.
That was the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Is I was like, I literally had a job that I was gonna go do,
Mhm.
and I didn't do it. So I'm trying to do it again. Like I was trying to do it. So, and I wasn't gonna go
Yeah.
back with literally nothing when I didn't give it a shot. So, well,
No, we all make our choices.
we all make choices. Okay. Well,
This has
Ben
been
is
fun.
booking it.
fun.
How fast can those little legs carry you, Fan?
Those are long
Well,
legs. Those are long
well,
legs.
those long spindly legs. Well, actually, I do have a map of Singtra that, because of my background as an urchin, allows me to get around in half the time it would normally take. So,
Oh, that's some bullshit.
yeah.
Also, Fiona,
Yeah.
you and Ben are both frozen.
Oh,
Really?
Oh,
Ah,
now you're
hilarious.
back. No, it's fine.
That's pretty
You've been doing
spicy.
it periodically tonight. Damn, that's fun. So yeah, did you guys enjoy this? Good
Yeah.
time?
Very
Yes.
much.
All right, good.
Yes, very much so.
It is not impossible for you guys to steal a boat still. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah, no,
still
we could still
totally on
totally
the
do it.
table. Yeah, you
It's
just.
just one of those things of like, oh, this just got a little bit more complicated. But like, we'll
Just
figure
a
it out.
little.
We'll figure it out.
Minor setback.
It'll be fine. Nice job. Thank you for, I think, the one consistent viewer we've had tonight. And thanks,
Hi,
Sean, for
Sean.
stopping by for a little while. Hello, that dude in your closet. Nice to hear from you. Yes, we play nothing but Magic the Gathering here, clearly.
That dude in your closet. Who are you? Who are you? Tell me your name. Tell me your story.
I think I know who
Hey.
it is. I have a
Nope.
hunch.
Is it me? Am I the dude in your closet?
No,
Yes.
Sean was for a weekend. That was fun.
That sounds spicy.
You could be the dude in my closet though, Fiona. I could set it up pretty easily, actually.
That's fun. Oh, right. You have a big closet.
Yeah, no, my bike goes and lives in the living room, and then I blow up the air mattresses, and it's like super comfy in there and cozy.
Ooh, I could be Harry Potter.
Except you get Christmas lights, and I will not say mean things about you.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
That's all I ask for.
Yeah, your face isn't ugly. See, that wasn't a mean thing.
Thank you. I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's bedtime. But like, good game.
Good game.
Yes.
Good
game,
live
y'all.
stream.
Good night,
Late
Twitch.
night sleepy
Good
stream.
night, guys.